What if I told you that the reason certain people can't stay away from you has nothing to do with your appearance, and everything to do with something far more profound that Carl Jung spent decades trying to understand? Stay with me, because what you're about to discover will completely change how you see your own power forever. Carl Jung said that some individuals possess what he called a luminous quality, an energy that draws others in like moths to a flame. And nowhere is this more evident than in the empath. But here's what most people don't understand. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll finally know why you've always felt like a magnet for both the best and worst kinds of attention. According to Carl Jung, human beings are wired to seek what they lack. We're unconsciously drawn to people who possess qualities our psyche desperately needs. And empaths, they possess something so rare, so precious, that people can feel it the moment they enter a room. Jung called this the principle of psychological complementarity, and it explains everything. Here's where it gets absolutely fascinating. Carl Jung discovered that empaths radiate what he termed authentic presence. In a world of masks and personas, the empath shows up as genuinely themselves. They don't perform, they don't pretend, they simply are. And in our modern age of superficiality and disconnection, this authenticity is like oxygen to someone who's been suffocating in shallow interactions their entire life. People are starving for realness, and you're a feast. But listen carefully to what happens next, because this is where the psychology becomes truly mind-blowing. According to Carl Jung, empaths possess something he called emotional transparency. Unlike most people who hide behind defenses and walls, the empath allows their emotions to be visible. They cry when they're sad. They laugh with their whole body when they're joyful. They show vulnerability without shame. Jung understood that this emotional honesty creates what he termed a permission field. When others are around you, they unconsciously feel permission to be real too, to drop their masks, to stop pretending. Your presence alone tells them it's safe to be human here, and that safety, Jung discovered, is intoxicating. Here's what will absolutely blow your mind. Carl Jung said that most people spend their entire lives performing a role. They show the world what they think will be accepted, loved, approved. But deep inside, they're exhausted from the performance. Then they meet an empath, someone who sees through the performance, someone who looks past the mask and says, "I see who you really are," and that person is worthy of love. This is what Jung called the gift of recognition. And it's the most powerful gift one human can give another. You don't just listen to people's words. You hear what they're not saying. You see the pain they're hiding behind their smile. You feel the loneliness they mask with confidence. You recognize their authentic self even when they've forgotten it exists. And when someone feels truly seen for the first time, especially by someone like you who radiates acceptance, they become addicted to that feeling. But here's where it gets dangerous, and why understanding this will protect you. Carl Jung discovered that this magnetic quality attracts two types of people: the genuine souls who want to heal and grow, and the energy vampires who want to consume and drain. Both are drawn to your light, but for very different reasons. Jung called this the duality of attraction. The healer attracts both those who want to be healed and those who want to feed off the healer's energy indefinitely. This is why you must understand your power, because with great attraction comes great responsibility. According to Carl Jung, empaths possess what he termed emotional depth that most people never develop. While others skim the surface of life, you dive deep. You don't do small talk. You have soul conversations. You don't want superficial connections. You crave profound intimacy. You don't settle for appearances, you seek truth. And here's what Jung understood that most people miss. Depth calls to depth. When someone who has been living a shallow existence encounters your depth, it's like a person dying of thirst finding an oasis. They've been surrounded by puddles their whole life, and suddenly they've discovered an ocean. Your complexity, your layers, your ability to hold paradox and nuance. It awakens something in them they didn't even know was asleep. But here's the part that will send chills down your spine. Carl Jung said that empaths possess an almost psychic ability to reflect back to others their highest potential. You don't just see who someone is, you see who they could become. You hold a vision of their best self even when they can't see it themselves. Jung called this the transformative mirror, and it's absolutely magnetic. People feel bigger, better, more alive in your presence. You make them believe in possibilities they'd given up on. You remind them of dreams they'd buried. You see the gold in them when everyone else only saw the dirt. And that feeling of being believed in, Jung discovered, is one of the most addictive experiences a human can have. Listen to what happens next, because this is where everything clicks into place. According to Carl Jung, empaths create what he called a sacred space simply by existing. Your energy, your presence, your way of being in the world creates an invisible sanctuary where people feel they can finally exhale, where they can confess their darkest fears without judgment, where they can show their wounds without shame, where they can be imperfect and still be loved. Jung understood that most people walk through life feeling fundamentally alone. Then they meet you, and for the first time they feel accompanied, understood, held. This is not something you do consciously. It's who you are at your core. And here's where the psychology gets absolutely revolutionary. Carl Jung discovered that empaths possess extraordinary emotional range. You can meet someone in their joy without diminishing it with envy. You can sit with someone in their pain without rushing to fix it. You can hold space for anger, for grief, for confusion, for ecstasy, all without losing your center. Jung called this emotional flexibility, and it's rarer than you think. Most people can only handle a narrow band of emotions. They get uncomfortable with too much joy or too much sadness. But you can dance across the entire emotional spectrum. And when someone finds a person who can be present with them, no matter what they're feeling, they never want to let that person go. But here's the truth that will set you free. Carl Jung said that your magnetism is not about what you do for others, it's about who you are. The empath doesn't try to be attractive. They simply show up authentically. They don't manipulate or perform or seduce. They just exist in their truth. And that truth, that realness, that unfiltered humanity, it's the most attractive force in the universe. Jung discovered that genuine attraction isn't about perfection. It's about presence. It's about someone who is fully alive, fully feeling, fully here. And you are undeniably, magnificently present. According to Carl Jung, there's a phenomenon he called energetic resonance. Empaths vibrate at a frequency of openness, compassion, and depth, and certain souls recognize that frequency instantly. It's like they've been searching for that exact signal their entire lives. When they find you, it feels like coming home. This is why strangers tell you their life stories in elevators, why people open up to you within minutes of meeting you, why animals and children gravitate toward you instinctively, why broken people seek you out and healed people want to stay close. You broadcast a signal that says safe, real, true, and in a world of fakeness and fear, that signal is irresistible. Here's the final piece that makes you absolutely powerful. Carl Jung said that the most magnetic individuals are those who have learned to love themselves as fiercely as they love others. The empath who has done their inner work, who has healed their wounds, who has established boundaries, who knows their worth, they become what Jung termed a sovereign presence. You're no longer attractive because you're useful. You're attractive because you're whole. You're no longer magnetic because you fix people. You're magnetic because you've learned to fix yourself. You attract not from need, but from overflow. Not from lack, but from abundance. This is the true power of the awakened empath. You draw people in not to drain you, but to inspire them. Not to lose yourself, but to remind them who they are. Not to carry their burdens, but to show them they have the strength to carry their own. Carl Jung discovered that magnetism without boundaries is dangerous. But magnetism with wisdom, that's transformation, that's leadership. That's the kind of attraction that doesn't just draw people close, it elevates them, and that, according to Jung's lifetime of research, is the highest form of human connection possible. Thank you for staying with me through this exploration. If this resonated with you, share it with another empath who needs to understand that their magnetic presence isn't a burden to manage, but a gift to cherish.